What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and today we're going to be doing something that we've started doing weekly on the channel. We're going to be taking a look at the technicals and some up-to-date pieces of news in regards to a few different EV companies. So today we're going to be going through 5 or 6 different companies. I will let you all know that they're already timestamped in the description. So in case you don't want to listen to all of them, you can pick and choose. But I obviously recommend you do listen to all of them because there's going to be some juicy information in there. Now, the point of these videos is more so to focus on the technicals. So I'm not going in depth on each company and all of the news that has been coming out around them. We're more so going to be taking a look at the charts and 1 or 2 recent pieces of news that could lead us to believe in the short term they are going to go up and down. So we're going to be taking a look at some trend lines, the RSI. We will see what volume is like in general for a lot of these different stocks and try to get an idea of what we expect to happen. Now, just to premise this video, EV has been doing pretty stinky the last week or so, I must say. The large majority of companies have not been doing great. If I just give you a quick look at them, Chargepoint down the last few days, Tesla's down a couple of weeks now, Lucid's down at really interesting levels, Nio is coming back down, Workhorse is down. So there's a lot of down for several different reasons. So I think we should just keep that in mind from the start of today's video. EV in general is down right now. So before we get into the first one, which is going to be Tesla, please, my friends, could I ask you to hit that juicy like button? I really appreciate it. Let's see if we can break 100 likes. You guys usually like these videos. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know, what are your favorite EV stocks right now? What are you buying? What are you buying heavy? Is there anything you're selling? And please do subscribe if you're new around here. All of that helps me out so much, my friends. So as I said, the first company is Tesla. And obviously our split happened relatively recently, right here. And you can see that it didn't have any upward effect whatsoever. Oftentimes with stock splits, we see a build up in price. We see stocks go to the moon, as some people would say, before a sharp sell-off. Now, you could argue this upward move being partially because of the stock split, but I would say it's more so because of good earnings, people being relatively happy with performance. So the split, we didn't really get that initial buzz, but that's okay. So you'll see we were on this downtrend for a while here. On this downtrend, making lower highs, making lower lows. And then we finally started to see higher highs and higher lows. So we're hoping to be back in an uptrend. Now, it's not too easy to chart this out right now. Okay, you could argue that this should be here, which is going to mean, let me zoom out for a second, which means that this trend line is actually going to come all the way down here. Me personally, I'm more focused on this one and just following this slightly more general trend that we've seen here. There's no exacts here, but I would hope that Tesla could respect this trend line here and make a little bit more of an upward move. We're going to have to wait and see, okay? Earnings is still quite a while away, so that's not going to be very helpful for us in the meantime. There is a gap created on the daily chart down at about $250, representing, what, a 5 or 6% move to the downside, which could well be filled. It's just a matter of, when or if, to be honest. Now, a couple of relatively good pieces of news for Tesla lately. This came out there a couple of days ago. Tesla's China-made vehicle sales to hit 77,000 units in August, says CPCA official. And that would mean, okay, where are we? If this number is accurate, it would imply that Tesla's China-made vehicle sales in August grew 74% year over year and 173% from 28,217 in July 2020. If these numbers are accurate, I think we're going to see a nice little pop. People will be happy to see that going on. It would also be the second highest number of China-made vehicles in Tesla's history. So this is a good one. We're going to have to wait and see, though. There's no guarantees right now, but I expect it to be relatively accurate. And then Wolf Research analyst Rod Lash upgraded shares of the EV giant to a buy from a hold with a price tag of $360 a share. I mean, from $260, that would be a nice upward move and would, lead us to believe he thinks that this uptrend is going to continue as well, slow and steady, into next year. So not a lot more than that needs to be said for Tesla right now. Again, I'm not trying to make an in-depth video on them. That's what the technicals say. Nothing crazy. I will point out that RSI is getting a little bit lower, and if we see it hit that 30 level, we usually do see a nice little bounce back, so we will keep an eye out. And volume has been pretty low the last few days, thus the sell-off pressure. Now, the second company we're going to look at, just quickly, guys, is going to be Chargepoint. Now, I made a full, half-hour video on Chargepoint recently, okay? Going through their latest earnings report. There is so much information in there. I'm not going to go through any news because it is all in there. If you want it, I will put it in the corner of the screen right now. Trust me, there's a lot of juice. There's a lot of juice, I will say that. But when it comes to the technicals, okay, previously we had this downtrend drawn out, and all I wanted to be able to do was stay above this, and they sorted that right out, okay? They even temporarily broke above this area of resistance, but ultimately they'd come back down. Now we grew out this uptrend line. And you can see Chargepoint has been respecting technicals to a huge degree. Even a day like today where a lot of EV is in the red 2, 3, even 5, 6%, some of these guys, Chargepoint is hanging in there. They're pretty much at break even. Anything could happen throughout the rest of the day though, okay? And they're saying right here on this general uptrend, do I think that this gets respected? Honestly, no. If you watched my last Chargepoint video, we drew this out just for the sake of it, and I said I'd leave it there just to see what happens. I don't expect it to be respected. I think we're going to see more consolidation in this area that we've had drawn out for a very long time. I would like to see us be able to stay above this black line, but that gives a lot of, potential to the downside in a quick period of time. I would not like to see us break below that 1130. I do feel like they are still more so primed for an upward move as opposed to a downward move, which I don't see with a lot of EV right now. Their last earnings, in my opinion, was fantastic. There was one or two bad things in there, but overall, absolutely great. You're going to see mixed reviews from analysts if you look online. But I think they are getting primed for an upward move. That's why I think we need some consolidation right now, which is why I don't think this gets respected. And I'd like to see that RSI come down a little bit, which will mean, a sell-off. Maybe it's going to be a 5 to 10% red day, but if that RSI is to come down to these 20 levels, every time that's happened in the past, we have gone on huge moves. Look, last time it happened, if you bought towards the bottom at $8, you could have followed that up to $19 in the span of a few months. We go back to the time before that. This is actually when I last bought the company at $11. You could have followed them up to $21. So that's what I'm hoping to see to an extent, but we're going to wait and see. I won't be too upset. I don't think it has to happen anytime soon. We could just see some safe consolidation, but that's Chargepoint. All right, let's speak about Lucid Motors because some not fantastic things are happening here, but I do think we're primed for an up move relatively soon. So the main reason that we have seen this downward move, August 30th, Lucid Group dips after filing to sell up to $8 billion worth of securities. And whenever people see a headline like this, that essentially means that they're going to sell off some shares. It really is that simple. But the universal shelf offering could give the electric vehicle maker working capital as it looks to ramp up production. Under the terms of the offering, Lucid may sell different types of securities in one or more separate offerings with the size, price, and terms to be determined at the time of sale. So people really don't like these kind of things because, again, they're uncertain. They could be common stock, preferred stock, warrants, debt securities, could be anything and at any price, which can mean, dilution that people aren't going to be happy with. The fact is that that's why it's selling off. Simply put, we go back to the 30th, where are we here? And boom, we get that initial little sell off. And that actually brought them below an extraordinarily long-term area of support. Now, you can see last time we dipped below there, the RSI came all the way down sub 30. And again, we got to move from $13 up to $20 in no time. I'm waiting to see if that RSI dips sub 30. Maybe there'll be a 1 more 2 or 3% red day. And I would expect it to come back up above this area. And we'll see. We need some good news. That's the only thing, guys. That's why I don't know if they're primed for that huge upward move yet. They have been very quiet lately. There has been very little news on the company. I love Lucid. I think everybody on the channel knows that. I'm risk-free in them. I will not touch my long-term position. I will be holding them. I may well open up a trade if I do see technicals start to look a little bit better. But yeah, it's always a little bit risky when you do see that long-term support broke if you're trying to catch, that huge reversal to the upside. But that's all I really see with Lucid right now, guys. It's boring. I keep saying this when I'm looking at Lucid. It's the most boring they have pretty much ever been. There's no hype around them. So they're trying to find, what people are actually willing to buy and sell this company for. So me right now, I'd be cautious of touching this in either direction. I think anything could happen, but I am keeping my eye on this RSI. And again, if we were to see another 2 or 3% red day for Lucid, I think we could see a nice little upward move, especially considering the broader market is selling off right now. We would expect, at least 1 or 2 big green days relatively soon for EV. That's the way it's been going the last couple of months. Okay, Nio, this one's a big one, boys. You know why? Earnings come out tomorrow, and we are trailing in this area of consolidation, and they have had 5 red days in a row. It has not been a juicy time for Nio investors, but earnings are coming out. RSI is awful low, as it is with a lot of EV stocks. A good earnings report could genuinely mean a 10-15% move for these guys tomorrow. A bad one could mean an even worse move in the downward way, in my opinion. Now, this news came out. China's August wholesale sales of passenger NEVs expected to be a record 625,000 units, which would potentially lead us to believe that Nio will be performing relatively well. We are going to have to wait and see, though, guys. Again, dangerously close to relatively long-term areas of support. A little bit scary. Last time earnings came out for Nio, they actually came down off of good earnings, but they fell below that area of support and again went up from $15 all the way up to $24 in no time. earnings does affect this company, but it's another one we see when that RSI does get to oversold levels, we can often see upward moves, and it is getting extraordinarily close. Keep a close eye, but again, trade cautiously with Nio. Alright, I'm not going to spend much time here at all, but I had a few people ask me to follow up on Rivian after I include them in the last video. It's just consolidation, guys. There is a lot of money to be made on day trades here with them, though, but it can go either way right now. Okay, there is a huge area of medium time consolidation here, and then we could create, these smaller ones here. If I get these horizontal rays, we can kind of bring it down to around here, and then we can put another one probably like right around here-ish, and you can see you can still trade within these ranges relatively safely as well. But me, guys, I'm probably not going to cover them until I see some big news with them again. Seems like they can just absolutely and utterly go either way. They're having a good day today, though, while everybody else is down. And I'm going to say the exact same thing for Workhorse right now. They're still trading within their greater ranges of consolidation here. RSI is coming down quite low, and again, another one where when it dips below 30, usually you can catch a really nice move. Last time, if you had caught it near the bottom at 215, you could have followed it up for an easy 100% over the span of a couple of months, or you could have even just followed it for a few days and seen near 50%. So again, when it comes to trading, I have no interest in, just to put it out there, and buying these guys long again as of this moment in time. But I will be watching, and I have been watching this chart constantly along with my Chargepoints, Teslas, Lucids, and I will potentially trade these lower ranges if the RSI and volume links up with it. I'll also watch their earnings because they can have some huge moves based off of earnings. So that's what Workhorse really quickly. And look, in the same breath, I'm going to bring you guys onto RIVN because they are in an interesting position too. Potentially breaking this first area of support, going down into this second area where they've consolidated, and again, RSI low. That's right now, my friends. It's the exact same thing. They have been respecting technicals though, so again, I think a lot of these tickers, these companies, are setting up some juicy trades for you guys right now. Volume has been low. It's been leading to the RSI coming down. One piece of news, we see a boom, and that goes for RIVN, it goes for Rivian, it goes for Workhorse. It goes for a lot of these companies, guys. One piece of news. There's still a lot of eyes on these companies. But anyway, guys, that's my update on these EV stocks as of this moment in time. Again, for me right now, Chargepoint is my baby. I am following them extraordinarily closely. Any huge sell-offs, I'm going to be buying more shares. It's one of the very few companies I feel confident buying for the long time right now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to be following Tesla closely, see if they do break below this sell-off. I still expect at some stage relatively soon a big upward move. And if that RSI comes down anywhere in the range of 30, even with 33 with these guys, I may well buy back in. Not buy back in, add. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy it, if you got some value, please hit that like button, drop me a comment down below, and subscribe if you're new around here. All of that helps me out so much, my friends. If you watched all the way till the end, you are a true legend, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for watching again, guys. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. I'll see you in another video soon. Peace.